With Team USA's 6-2 win against Sweden, they're headed to the Men's World Final for the first time since 1934, snapping a recent 12-game semi-final losing streak. They'll face Switzerland today, chasing their first World's gold in 91 years. And no matter what, they're guaranteed to leave with a medal for the first time since silver in 1950.
Youngest team in the tournament.
The U.S. has 6 players on its roster who played in one of or both of the last 2 World Junior Championships.
They're used to winning when they play for America. That's all they know.
The youngest team in the tournament will have to bring their A-game against Switzerland, who shut them out 3-0 in the group stage. Meanwhile, Sweden still has a shot at bronze as the two host countries, Sweden and Denmark, will battle it out. The first period was all Team USA as they outshot Sweden 13-3. They carried the play thanks to their relentless forecheck and backcheck. Even when Sweden managed to enter the U.S. zone with control, they found themselves outmanned and surrounded by Americans. It was no surprise then when the U.S. opened the scoring. A face-off win, a fly-by screen by Gauthier, point shot, and it found the back of the net. With 3 minutes remaining in the first, the U.S. doubled their lead. Smith fired a shot from the boards, Pinto jumped on the rebound, and Gauthier finally got the next rebound and slid it through 5-hole.
Easy, boys. I'm on puck. Good stick.
Sweden looked on the ropes, but they regrouped during the intermission and pushed back hard, putting the Americans on their heels. However, it was Team USA who found the goals. 9 minutes into the second, the U.S. extended their lead to 3-0 after a grindy shift and some dirty work from Garland in front. 6 minutes later, they really pushed the Swedes against the wall. Carlsson led a rush for a shot, and after a rebound, a simple little pass from LaCombe sprung the U.S. the other way, and they made it 4-0 to start the third.
18th different goal scorer for the U.S. in the tournament.
And it's defense to offense. U.S. all back in front of the net, and they beat. It's a 4-on-2. Looks like a Mighty Duck movie.
Sweden changed goalies and got some hope when a gorgeous pass set up Nylander for a goal. The sold-out arena came alive just 41 seconds later, though. Lundeström forced a turnover on the forecheck and screened a Lindholm slapper from the slot to make it 4-2. Team USA, who has struggled to hold leads all tournament, called a timeout. Sweden continued to push for a third goal, but Carlsson lost the puck and made a bad play up the boards as he tried to get it to the point. Ducks' #1 defenseman LaCombe joined the rush, got the pass, didn't slow down, didn't look to pass as he went all the way and sniped it top corner. Perfect. Pinto sealed the final score with an empty netter thanks to LaCombe, who won't get an assist but did all the dirty work. Even with LaCombe's stick being held, LaCombe had strong board positioning to close out the puck and loosen it for Pinto, who launched it full ice and dead center. Team USA wins 6-2, and they now have a date with destiny.
Looks like a Mighty Duck movie.
As the announcer said, it felt like a Mighty Ducks movie, and it sure was, with our Ducks making an impact. Cutter and Comer both elevated their games. Sweden-born Cutter scored a goal, but he could have had a few more. He was robbed on a one-timer during a power play, just a bit higher, and it was in. Another chance came from a great read and pass by Smith, setting up Cutter in the slot. But it was the third time was the charm as he finally buried his goal, as you saw. He kept firing the rest of the game, including a slick move at the blue line to create his own shot. He finished with 5 shots on goal and remains a point-per-game player, 9-9, even though he's still seeing fourth-line minutes, although the lineup showed him being bumped up to the third line for this one. Sweden seemed to piss him off with a late bump to his teammate to end of the first, but it only seemed to fire him up more. Even without more goals, he was still making things happen, evading hits with smooth moves, even broke his stick but still made a play, finishing checks, even back-to-back, and staying feisty on the forecheck and clearing pucks in the defensive zone. But if you thought Cutter looked good, Comer was even better. He logged over 22 minutes of ice time, scored a goal, and picked up an assist on 2 shots. You saw the goal and the assist, but it was all the little things that really stood out. He's always so calm and cool, even under pressure, and he doesn't mind giving that pressure right back. His simple yet accurate chips off the boards made transitions easy. Like this one, he went from the defensive zone to the offensive zone, chipping it up the boards from behind the net to start the rush, then jumping into the play and rushing the center ice and feeding a pass back for a shot. Or when he knocked down a puck, made a little fake to gain some ice, and fed it to Cutter with speed for another shot, even when he was headed to the bench. He was pinching and forcing turnovers at the right times and shooting when the opportunity was there. Just an all-around clinic from LaCombe, rock-solid defense, whether at 5-on-5 or on the penalty kill. Leo and Lundy, on the other hand, struggled for most of the game, much like the rest of Sweden. Leo actually started the game great. He came out flying, stripping a puck, anticipating a pass, and then stripping it again all in one shift. He was leading rushes, but missing his shots, and he even knocked someone down with his forearm. But when the first period ended, he kind of disappeared. It wasn't until the third period that he finally got his one and only shot, and you could see the frustration in his game. He was knocked down at one point too, but he started making better plays in the neutral zone, winning some board battles and making clean outlet passes. Still, he was on the ice for 3 goals against, only one of which was really his fault, when he made a bad decision to play the puck up the boards instead of behind the net and turned it over for a rush for the US. For Lundy, he had a really nice power move that led to one of Sweden's better chances in the game, but he couldn't finish. He did, however, have a great forecheck and screen that helped set up Sweden's second goal. Otherwise, he wasn't too noticeable, aside from one terrible shift where he got knocked down, lost the puck, recovered it, and lost it again, and then again. I hope we see all our boys leave with medals. Again, tomorrow, no rest for the finals. Thank you to our members. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.
18th different goal scorer for the U.S. in the tournament.
And it's defense to offense. U.S. all back in front of the net, and they beat. It's a 4-on-2. Looks like a Mighty Duck movie.